Hello, and today I will be going over all of the features that we currently know that are coming in Minecraft 1.19, the Wild Update. Here in Minecraft, I've built an entire museum, so I'm excited to show you this. Let's start here at the mob wall. So, we have the allay, the warden, the frog, the tadpole, and the firefly. As for the movement, the allay flies, the warden walks, the frogs jump, swim, and walk, the tadpole swims, and the firefly flies. So, the allay goes towards an item matching the one in its hand, or a note block. The warden goes towards something that makes a vibration, or something in close proximity to it. The frog goes towards small slimes and small magma cubes. The tadpole and the firefly may not go towards anything. Now, we don't know about the spawning for the allay or the tadpole, but the warden will spawn from the ground after skull shriekers are activated too much. The frog and the firefly will most likely spawn in swamps and mangrove swamps. Now, for other behavior, the allay will go around and pick up to a stack of dropped items that match the item you give it. If there's a note block nearby, that's where the allay will drop the items. The warden is fully blind and can sense vibrations, and it will go towards them if it's not already too angry at anything. For example, if it's already running after the player, it won't get distracted by a zombie anymore. Now, if it is a mob or a player, it will attack it, dealing 16 hearts of damage, and it has 250 hearts of health. It's meant to be snuck around, not killed. But you can't just sneak. If you sneak, it won't be able to detect you unless you're within a small radius, as it has a basic sense of smell. Now, it'll emerge out of the ground when too many skull shriekers are activated, and we've seen an animation for it climbing back into the ground, but we don't know how that'll happen yet. And it'll burn in the sun like a zombie or a skeleton. Now, frogs have 3 variants based on the temperature of the biome, and the variants are listed over there. It likes to jump, especially onto lily pads and big drip leaves, and it will sometimes eat small slimes, dropping a slime ball. And it will eat small magma cubes, and the magma cube will drop a frog light based on the variant. They can be bred with seagrass, and then one of the 2 frogs will go to the nearest water and lay frog eggs. Out of these eggs will come tadpoles, which then eventually grow into the frogs of different variants based on the biome, and they die when out of water. And then the firefly will blink yellow. Now for the frogs, the tropical frog is in the warm biomes. It's white, and when it eats a magma cube, the magma cube will drop a pearlescent frog light. The normal frog is moderate and orange, and it'll drop the ochre frog light. And the snowy frog is cold and green, and when it eats a small magma cube, the magma cube will drop a verdant frog light. Now I have this timeline right here. So starting in 2019, the swamp was revealed, but it lost at Minecon 2019. Then there was the Minecraft Live 2020 trailer and the teaser, and then the full event. But then it was announced that 1.17 would be split into 2 updates, and the Deep Dark would be postponed. Then the Minecraft Live 2021 trailer and teaser came out. Then the mob vote was revealed with the glare, the allay, and the copper golem. Then there was an overview of the mobs, then the full event, and since then we've had 4 Bedrock Edition betas. The first one containing all of the skulk blocks, the second one containing all of the frog things, the third one containing frog sounds and frog lights, and the last one containing darker insides and matching ore colors of boats in the inventory, except for dark oak boats. So, now, let's head this way. Over here, I have created a mud chart. So imagine that this is mud and these are mud bricks. So dirt can be converted into all these other blocks and also into mud with a water bottle. And mud can be converted into mud bricks, and it can also be converted into clay by placing it above a block that is above pointed dripstone. It'll suck the water out and become clay. Clay can be turned into clay balls, into into a brick, into bricks, into brick slabs, walls, and stairs. And then clay can be smelted into terracotta, which can be dyed and glazed. This makes dirt one of the most useful blocks in Minecraft. So next, over here, I have replicated 2 of the new generation things. So here, this is the deep dark city, and these will be generating below Y0, and this will be where the warden will spawn, and where you will find all the skulk blocks. It'll be made mostly out of deep slate like this, and it will not compose all of the caves below Y0, but it will only be below Y0. Then you have the mangrove swamp, which has these root blocks, as well as mangrove logs and leaves and some vines, as well as some propagules hanging from the trees. As far as we know, this will not replace the current swamp, but is a new biome variant. So now, if I head back here, I made a texture pack that adds skulk blocks. So, if we come just here, you can see the textures. And if I press this button, this simulates what happens with the skulk catalyst, which we'll learn about in a minute. Now, if we turn the texture pack off and head back to spawn, we'll go the other direction. Except first, I've forgotten, we have some advancements. These are purely speculation, and I've come up with these, and this has not been confirmed at all. But we have Toad in the Hole for catching a tadpole in the bucket. Just a tad more for catching a tad more tadpoles, which would be 10. Then Blind and Deaf could be blocking a sound with wool around a skulk sensor. Even better would be blocking any sound around a warden with wool. But the ideal world would be if a goat horn deafened the warden. So this would be the advancement for that. But that is not confirmed that the goat horn will come. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. There's a mysterious skulk frame that was shown off. We don't know what it does, and nobody's talked about it from the developer team. But this could be what it does if you activate a skulk frame without the warden being summoned. An enchanted forest for using an enchantment table in a mangrove swamp. Frog champ, bring a frog to the nether and let it demolish 10 magma cubes. Bulk storage, use a silk touch pickaxe to collect a stack of skulk blocks with XP stored inside. And crystal clear, even though this isn't a 1.19 thing, I feel like this is a missed opportunity. Craft a spyglass with an amethyst crystal. Come on, it's crystal clear. Next, we have a magma cube farm designed by Raiseworks here in the nether. So it produces small magma cubes which would be eaten by frogs for frog lights. So how this works is when a magma cube spawns, if it is a medium or large magma cube, it will freeze to death in the powder snow, but if it's small, then it will fit under and the frogs will eat it. Then the medium and small ones will die and split into the small ones. Also, magma cubes take extra damage from powder snow compared to most mobs. Now if I turn the difficulty to normal, you can see magma cubes starting to spawn, and then these guys will freeze. Even though it doesn't look like it, the medium ones are freezing. As you can see, now we have a bunch of small ones, and these ones will convert soon as well. And as you can see, this farm is very efficient, and then each of these small ones will be turned into a frog light. Next, if we head out of the nether and go back to spawn, and now we'll go the other direction. I haven't missed anything this time. So, over here we have the mob vote. So, I modeled these myself, by the way, in Blockbench, link in the description. So the glare would have gotten grumpy in low light levels and may have helps light them up. The allay you've already seen, because it's the winner and it was on the mob board over there. And the copper golem would have been created by the player, and it would have randomly pushed copper buttons, which also would have been added, and it'll oxidize over time and turn into a statue. Now, over here, we've got the new entities that aren't mobs. So, we have the various boats with chest. So we'd have the mangrove, oak, jungle, spruce, acacia, birch, and dark oak boat with chest. Then we'd have the mangrove boat and the mangrove boat in Bedrock Edition. Currently in Bedrock Edition you need a shovel to craft a boat, but maybe because they're adding a new boat, they'll actually change this. That would be the best. So now up here we have the new items. There would be the allay spawn egg, the warden spawn egg, the firefly spawn egg, the tadpole spawn egg, and the frog spawn egg, the bucket of tadpole, all of the boats with chest, and the mangrove boat. Now for our final installation, we have all of the blocks. So at the bottom will be the closest 1.18 version of the block. Then there will be the block name, how you get it, and then other information. They've got 3 types of frog lights from the 3 types of frogs, which emit a light level of 15. You've got the frog eggs, which will spawn 2 to 6 tadpoles after about 20 seconds, and a frog will lay them after being bred with seagrass. The propagule is the mangrove sapling, and it will grow a mangrove tree. It can be planted underwater and on land, and will grow from the bottom of mangrove leaves. And there are mangrove roots, leaves, logs, wood, stripped logs, stripped wood, planks, slabs, stairs, buttons, pressure plates, doors, trapdoors, fence gates, fences, and signs. And then there would be mud, which I've already told you about the clay mechanic. There would be mud bricks, which can be crafted with mud, sand, and wheat, which was confirmed in the Minecraft Live recap on Minecraft.net, link in the description. There would be also slabs, walls, and stairs. Then the mysterious frame block with an unknown, interesting functionality. Now the sculk block will be in the deep dark, and it will store the XP of the mobs that created it. There's sculk veins, which may also store the XP, but that is not confirmed. Then the sculk catalyst will receive a mob's XP that it drops when it dies and spread an amount of sculk blocks based on the amount of XP. So that was what I showed you all the way over there. So normally mobs only drop XP when killed by a player or their wolf, but this would spread the sculk, which would store the XP even if it doesn't get killed by a player. So you could store up XP this way. Next, Skulk Shriekers would give you the darkness effect when activated by a sensor, and they will summon the warden if activated too many times. Now finally, the sensor you'd get in Deep Dark Cities or from Skulk Catalysts, and I'm not going to go over all of the mechanics here because you can get them in the Java edition of the game by just typing /give @s Skulk Sensor, and it'll give it to you. But the one new thing that will be coming in Minecraft 1.19 for the Skulk Sensor is that even if you're sneaking, if you go on top of it, it will activate. So, that's been it for Minecraft 1.19, the Wild Update. I hope you enjoyed, and I will have a video very soon on all of the things in the betas so far. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you enjoy my channel and want to see that. Goodbye!